Hi viewers, my name is Esther David. I'm a human resource expert or a career strategist. I welcome you to today's live video. I thank you for setting some time to come and learn about the vision board or the goal setting session. I'll discuss a little bit about myself. Like I said, I'm a human resource expert with 17 years of experience in HR and administration in both Kenya and the UAE. I hold a master's in business administration with a bias in HR and organization psychology from UCAM University. I also hold a postgraduate extended diploma in business management, and in my bias again is in HR and organization psychology from the Cambridge International Qualification in the UK. I'm a certified human resource practitioner from ACI in the US. I enjoy assisting organizations to increase revenue and shareholder value through the efficient and effective management of its human resources by leveraging employee expertise and increasing employee engagement. I'm on a mission to step change professionals who aim for career advancement. And I believe that is why you are here, because you want to advance in your career. In your vision board for 2023, career is one of the areas that you want to develop yourself. So I'll introduce the topic for today, and we'll discuss about the vision board, the goal setting. I'll discuss about the SMART framework and the growth model. So what is a vision board? It is a collage of images and words or affirmations that represent the goals and aspirations that we want to achieve. This vision board enables us to bring to life the dream that we have concerning the different aspects of our life. And when I talk about the different aspects, I mean not only about career, I mean about the health, about your finances, your marriage, your family, your health, etc. So why is it important? A vision board is a very important tool because it brings manifestation and motivation in our lives. Here, I mean, because we are using the visual aspects, we will use like photos, clips, and they all have a different feel in terms of color, and so they bring that picture of the thing that we want to achieve to life in our mind. Our mind is a very important tool, because whatever we are able to conceive with our mind, it means that we have that the desire and the motivation to be able to achieve it. It gives us that drive, and even when we feel that we have the motivation is low, we are able to push because we have that inner drive within us. It allows us to have the desires and the inspirations out into the universe by making them tangible and real. It helps us to clarify our values and priorities, and it makes us to provide a roadmap for decision making. Once we bring the vision board back to life, then we are able to see what it is that we need to put into place. What goals can we put so that we can be able to achieve this dream that we have put forth? And every time you have that vision board, I will suggest you put it in different places so that every time you open your phone, it should be like a phone screensaver. So when you open your phone, when you open your desktop, in your bedroom, you can have it in your private study area. So every time, even when you're walking and you just see it, it is ingrained in your mind and in your heart, so that it is able to motivate you. So if the goals that you are able to set, you are able to manage with and create a roadmap. And that's why we are here today, to do the same exact thing that I've mentioned. It's a source of inspiration and hope. It reminds us what we are able to achieve and keeps us motivated when things are tough. I've already discussed about that. So, what are some of the questions that we need to discuss or to think about when we are creating this vision board? The vision board in the area of our lives, because I'm talking about career, some of the questions that we need to ask is, what are my long-term goals and what are my short-term goals? So once you decide on the long-term and short-term goals, then you break them down into smaller goals. Like, if my long-term goal is to be promoted from from a sales executive to a sales manager, so you decide the goals that you need to achieve. What is required of me? Do I need to go back to school? Do I need to work on my soft skills? Do I need to work on my technical skills? Whatever the goal that you have, break it down and then decide how you want to manage it. So, the other question is, what do I enjoy in my current role or industry? You should be passionate about your job. You should be having that positive feel concerning your job. So that is very important. What are my passions and what are the skills that I can incorporate into my career? Here you can be able to identify, because if you have the self-awareness, and also when you are discussing about your performance with your line manager, there are those areas that they tell you that you need to improve on them. So those areas is what you need to identify. But you also need to identify your strengths. What makes you, and your passions, what makes you come to life every time you want to, when you think about your job, your career, there must be something that makes you happy, that it pushes you and gives you that zeal to perform. So what is it? What are the skills, the strengths? And so decide on your weaknesses. You continue to perfect your skills and you work on your weaknesses so that you can be able to achieve your goal. And what is the biggest achievement that I face in my career? I've already discussed that, your weaknesses, and how can I overcome them? So that is how I overcome them, is where you will discuss about the goals that you need to set to bridge that gap. And what is the type of environment that do I thrive in? What are some of the key traits or qualities I would like to embody in my career? What type of work will bring me the most fulfillment and satisfaction? And finally, by asking these questions, then you'll be able to be inspired and motivated to achieve the desired outcome. These questions, they will help you to be able to set the goals that you need to work on, so that you can be able to move to that next level. So The questions that you also need to consider is, what are the steps that I can take to reach my desired career outcomes? What are some of the role models or people who have inspired me in my career? How can I continue to grow and develop professionally? So, by responding to this, then we'll be able to bring a goal setting session into life. And you must always have an end in mind, especially when you are thinking about the people who have inspired you. Surely, in any area of your career, there are people that you look to. Those are those people, you can use them as your mentors. You can actually approach those kind of people and ask them to be your mentors, and they already know the job. They are in that desired position that you want to move to, so they are in the best place to tell you how you can be able to move from your level to where they are. And they will tell you the pros, the cons, everything concerning the role. They will be able to tell you. They'll be able to inspire you. So I would also urge you, as part of your vision board, to look for that one mentor, or at least one, if you, that will help you to and groom you to move to that next level. So how do we create this vision board? Number one, we need to ask ourselves, what does it, my best self, where am I going to be, or how will I look like? What are the goals that will help me to become that person? Number three, what actions will help me achieve these goals? With these three questions, then you are able to create your vision board. And like I said, the vision board is not only concerning your career, but it has several other aspects. You will realize all these aspects, they affect your career in one way or another. For example, if you're talking about the finance, you will need the finance to manage your career, because maybe you need to pay for some learnings. Maybe you want to attend a course, you need to pay. So when we talk about your work, you need to thrive in your work. As you're still working on your career, you need to continue performing in the position that you are and to the best of your ability. You also need to work on your family. You know, you must have a work-life balance between your career and your family life. If you don't have that work-life balance, then it means you you will not be able to thrive in all the other aspects. And when I talk about the family, you will find that there are different aspects. Maybe you want to plan for the vacation with them, you need to spend quality time with them, you need to develop time for you to pray with your family. And you need also to work on your hobbies. Maybe you need to set a time, and if for example you love reading, that is one of the hobbies. If you love to go for games like a golf, you're a member of a golf club, so set a time and work on it. And you will find that even when you're working on on that aspects, like if you're a member of a sports club or something, you will have opportunities to network with other people, and by doing so you will be able to form another form of relationship with people who might end up helping you in your career. You need to work on your health. It's very important. You can always have the best job, have all the money that you need, but if your health is failing you, it means everything else will also crumble. So work on your health, eat right, exercise. That is very important. Take lots of water. Whatever you're supposed to do, just do it. And while I'm talking about the health, you also need to work on your mental health. That is one area, especially post-COVID, where many people are failing to work on their mental health, and it ends up affecting all other aspects of your life. Mental health is very important. If you're working in a toxic environment, even though you are paid a lot of money, it affects you, and not only you, but even the people around you. And so these are some of the aspects. And your spiritual life, it's very important to have time for you to pray, time to fellowship, and to have that communion with God. Remember that without that spiritual aspect, all other aspects, they will also crumble. And that's why you will find there are many religions in the world, and many people, they set time to work on their spiritual life. Whether you are a Muslim, whether you are a Christian, whether you are a Buddhist, or any other religion, please set a time for you to bond with your God. So I'm a Christian, and I use this scripture from Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. It says, "Then the Lord answered me and said, Write down your vision, make it plain on tablets, and that he may run who reads it." And this scripture, it's perfect for this discussion because it summarizes everything that I have discussed so far. That we need to have that vision. When we have that vision, we break it down, we write it down. And when we write it in, we paste it in places where we can see, so that every time that we see it, it is ingrained in our heart and we are inspired to continue to work on it, especially when we are feeling demotivated. So the vision board can be used for life-changing manifestation. Like I said, you can stare at the vision board. It calls for your attention on any specific day. You will see it. Look at your chosen picture and remember what it means. Paying attention to every detail. Think about where you want to see yourself. If you are talking about a certain role, close your eyes and think about it. How does it feel to be in that role? What are the things that you need to achieve? What is the feeling? Okay, think about those things. Number 4, create a story inside your head. I've already spoken about it, and imagine the movement, the conversations that you will have with the other stakeholders and your families, and what is happening at that time. Take your time and think about these things. And finally, take a deep breath and hold it for around 4 seconds and relax. And you will find that if you bring this vision to life, every time you think about it, it will always motivate you to move and to have that drive to move, to be able to work on those goals that you have set. Now I'll move on to discuss about the goal setting session. Here, the goal setting will define it as a process of defining the specific, measurable, and attainable targets that you want to achieve. It is a very important aspect of our life, whether it is personal or professional development. That is very important. It helps us to be focused, motivated, and helps us to create a roadmap of our success. So when we are creating these goals, we need to ensure that these goals are smart. And when I talk about being smart, I'm talking about they need to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. This helps us to have clear and actionable goals and have a time that we need to be able to achieve them. So the goal setting process is a very critical process. We need to identify the goal setting using the following steps. We need to identify the areas of our lives or career where we want to move or improve or make changes. Like I spoke about that the vision board. And if we want to work on our career, we need maybe working towards a promotion. What are the things that we need to do? Are we supposed to create or establish relationships with not only our line managers, but our peers, our colleagues, and the people around us, with their clients, with their suppliers? What are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to go back to school and update your skills and competencies and knowledge? Whatever goal you have selected and whatever action that you need to do to take, then it's very important for you to identify that. Set clear, specific and measurable goals. Then determine the actions. I've already discussed that. Break down larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks. Then you set a time frame or a deadline to achieve the goal, and continue to review the progress and make adjustments as needed. And by doing so, then you will find that you are able to achieve these goals effectively. So the other model that I'll discuss about is the growth model. The growth model is a framework that outlines the stages of personal and professional development, and it helps individuals to identify the areas that we need to improve so that we can be able to grow. It is an idea that is based on growth, that is the continuous process, and it involves gaining new knowledge, skills, and experiences over a specific time. So there are 8 steps that you need to take. Number 1 is relationship building. So the growth model, you need to ensure you establish relationships, and relationships come with trust, an element of trust. And so you need to ask yourself these questions. The G stands for the achievements that you need to achieve. So what are those goals that you want to achieve? The R stands for the reality. Where am I right now? What is happening currently in my career? I need to mention that. What are the options? What other options can I take to be able to achieve my goals? The W stands for the will. What will I do to achieve? So what is the action do you want to identify to be able to achieve these goals? What are the tactics? How will you manage? How will you manage to achieve these goals? What are the habits that you need to cultivate to be able to succeed? Discipline is very important. So once you have the habit, then you have to regularly have the discipline to regularly work on them. So by doing so, then you'll be able to have the results that you're looking for. Then you will be able to achieve and celebrate those results. Remember, it's very important for you to persist, and that's why I'm talking again about discipline. You can set the goal, you can have everything, but if you do not have, a specific, if you're not able to be disciplined enough to work on those goals on daily basis, then you will just have goals that are written down and they will not help you in any way in your life. Okay, that is very important. And if, for example, if you are working on your career, I am stressing this year that you need to at least set aside at least like 30 minutes or minimum or 1 hour for you just to work on your skills. You can build soft skills and also you can build some technical skills that are aligned to your role. Identify your weak areas and then start to work on it. Even though it is 30 minutes, by end of 1 year, that 30 minutes will have enabled you to be a master in your trade. Yes, and it's achievable. You can just cut down on the time that you spend on Netflix, or if you're a member of the social media association and you like to read comments and or to make comments, just cut down that time and have a time for working on your skills. It can be early in the morning, it can be in the afternoon during your lunch break, or it can be at night, but at least have some time that you have set aside to work on your career. The typical growth models, like I said, it includes awareness. You did Self-awareness is important because you will recognize the change and the area that you need to improve. What are the learnings that you need to have to be able to manage to succeed in your career? Identify those skills and go for training. Then application. Whatever you have learned, put it into real life situations. Put that into your day-to-day work. Apply it. Then the reflection, evaluate whatever you have learned and you've put into application in your day-to-day life. Evaluate and see what is the difference that you have been able to have so far. Evaluate the results. See, was it worth it? What is the effectiveness? And then after that, just celebrate the results. You'll definitely see there's a change. So you can use both models. And why is because these models, they work hand in hand. The growth model outlines the stages that we need to develop and be able to develop ourselves, while the SMART framework helps us to set those goals that we need to work on to be able to develop ourselves. So that is why these two models will be able to help you achieve your your goals and bring your vision to life. So why use both models? I have already explained that, and that is all for now. And I hope that this short course has really motivated you to be able to work on your vision board, to be able to have those clear and actionable goals that will drive you to achieve your desired goal. If it is in terms of your career, to move to the next best self in your career. You can move from junior level, you can go to middle management, you can move to the senior management. So there's nothing that is off limit, and you don't need to think that I cannot do it. Remove that imposter syndrome. Every day that you work on your goals, on your skills, you will see there will definitely be a change. Even the people around you, they will tell you. Even your line manager will notice, because the time that you spend on doing a certain skill or a certain thing, it builds up and you'll be able to manage and to achieve. So I just want to tell you, because it's not something that I have not done. I have had opportunities to develop my vision board in many years, over the years. And the vision board for last year, it really worked. And I'll just motivate you with what I did last year. Last year, I decided I wanted to finish my MBA. I needed to finish some courses I was doing, and that's why I was able to finish the MBA, the postgraduate diploma certification, and also the certification regarding the strategic human resource practitioner. Today, I'm able to perform my work to the best of my ability. I was also able to develop in my vision board. I had a goal to start this channel, and by the grace of God, by end of the year, I was able to do exactly that. So whatever you have decided on, have that inner drive, push it, and you'll be able to do it. When you are feeling down, sometimes you might fail, but it's okay. You might fail today, but tomorrow is another day for you to wake up and continue to push. Failure is not an option. It is not the final destination. Failure is a recipe for success. When you fall, even the Bible says the righteous, they fall 7 times and they rise up. If you fall, you can still rise up and walk and achieve those goals. So what are you waiting for? I'll, I'll leave it with you here. Work on that vision this year, 2023. I believe and I can bet on it that you are the next person to ascend to the level of your next best self. I wish you all the best. Much love and God bless. See you for now.